Hello and happy Friday. I know I didn't get on yesterday in true venue owner fashion. There were too many things that were happening that I had to handle, and I just ran out of time. So here I am today, and we are going to be talking about how we actually scaled our business. And I think this is a really important conversation because I think when I talk to a lot of venues, they find themselves exactly kind of where we were before we scaled. So this is 2017, 2018-ish timeframe. And we were doing well. I mean, the building was paying for itself. I was finally pulling somewhat of a salary. We had a team, and we were just kind of rocking and rolling. But we never really felt like that full, like we were pulling the profit that we were looking for. We never felt like we had a lot of excess. It was just kind of there, like it was taking care of itself. And I have so many people, so many like venue owner friends who find themselves in that exact same situation. And for some people that works great. That's exactly what they're looking for. It's what they want and it's fine. But for me, as this project was very much an investment into my future, I knew that I needed it to be more. And so we had to take a really hard look at what was the issue, like why were we not hitting those numbers? And there was a couple of things there. One of them was that I talked the other day about our very ineffective, inefficient, tiny ballroom. So the majority of our events happened outside under a tent, which meant that pretty much all of summer, late fall, all of winter, early spring, we were absolutely dead. Maybe we would have like one here or there because the space wasn't temperature controlled. We saw that as being a major hurdle. We also saw that we just really had no diversification of income. So the only income we had was from the rental. So we asked ourselves, do we need to add like an in-house planner? Do we need to add a bar? All of those questions were things that we explored and we talked about and tried to figure out what can we put in place in order to get us to that point that we want to be at. And we ultimately decided that the biggest issue and our biggest hurdle and the thing that's going to give us the most return for our dollars is really going to be creating a space where we can book it 12 months out of the year instead of just 6 months out of the year. And so began a very scary phase of business because in order to do this, we had to shut down. So we had to shut down for about 5 months and we chose our slowest months to do it. But still, that's one of the most like nerve-wracking things is closing down and trying to hit something on a deadline. I can't say luckily, I can just say unfortunately, and I guess part of the story is that our shutdown happened November 2019 and we were supposed to open March of 2020. We all know what happened in March of 2020. And it definitely gave us a little bit more time to like fine tune and to get those final pieces together. But ultimately what that did is we saw the effects right away because all of 2019 we were selling this amazing ballroom that was going to be open in 2020, and we immediately saw an immediate return on our investment because that's exactly what the problem was. Is we just were not booking enough weddings, and there's a lot of like theories behind like, is it about quantity? Is it about quality? Can you raise your prices? And I think those are all valid questions. Those are all valid conversations that we have with people. For our specific circumstances, the market wouldn't allow us to charge any more than what we were charging. And once we opened up the new ballroom and we were kind of through that phase, we decided that the next step for us to be able to diversify our income was a bar. And we were really anxious about it to begin with. One, just the liquor laws in North Carolina are insane and crazy. And so we're like, you know what, let's just see if this is something that we can handle as a team. Let's see if it's something we want to do. And so we ended up partnering with a third party who delivered the bar for us, and we got some kind of return on it. And it was about 2 years of that, and we felt really confident in what we were doing. We understood the process a little bit more, and then we decided to go ahead and go for our full liquor license, which we had just gotten this year in 2024. And so I think that, part of talking about this is that there is this idea that everyone gets to a certain point really quickly, or they get to a certain point like within that first year or two. And really our success was very much a slow burn. Do I wish we would have gotten there sooner? 100%. But there was nothing out there that was helping me get there. Everything that we did is things that we thought of, or things that we figured out on our own. Like we didn't have the resources that we have today. And I think that that's where, part of the conversation when we were talking about the masterclass came from is that, if we could have gotten there faster, it just would have been so much easier. And we could have gotten there faster if we had people to talk to, if we had ideas to bounce off others, if we had education that focused on what it is that makes a venue profitable. Not yes, it's great to know how to run a venue, but what makes it profitable? What makes it get from one step to the next step? What makes it become that true investment into your future? And that's what we built. And I can say without a shadow of a doubt that those first 4 years were some of the hardest years of my entire life. The hardest years, like physically, emotionally, everything was just so complicated. And yes, each year got a little bit easier, but I can look at what we've built and I am not only extremely proud of it, but I am so grateful for it because now I don't have one specific exit strategy. There are multiple options that I have ahead of me. And I don't know about you, but I love to have choices. Like I hate being pigeonholed into like one specific avenue. And I look at that and it's because of the choices that we've made. And, and when I've had so many conversations with venue owners, they feel very pigeonholed. Like there's only one option, there's only one path forward. And that is what I hope changes with the masterclass, is that we create the community that allows us to come together, that allows us to collaborate and create these amazing venues that are not only profitable, but that reach the dreams and the things that we are trying to do. So I hope you've enjoyed this week talking a little bit about our journey and how we became venue owners, how we got to where we are today. And I cannot wait to see all of you in January and to have this newfound community. It is the thing that I am most pumped for. I am most excited for. In a world where there's always a lot of bad news, this feels like the light at the end of the tunnel. So happy Friday, everybody. Can't wait to see you guys all in January.